Oh man, let's talk about a topic that plenty of you social rejects don't have a goddamn clue about. And by that topic, we're talking about sports. So, I'm sure you've all heard about Lavar Ball, this idiotic clown, this disrespectful moron, a man that said he could beat the GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, in a one-on-one basketball game. Let's not even get into all the rest of this crap this moron has said, but I'm sure if you're in the know or you have any inkling of sports or modern day news or present day news, you'll have seen what have happened or heard what happened on the Cowherd show where Lavar Ball was acting in his typical Lavar Ball disrespectful mode, and things kind of went a different way and took a different turn with Cowherd's co-host Kristine Leahy. First, he was being super disrespectful to her. I get it. She had some things to say, some criticisms to give him. He threatened her, and then she, asked him, "Are you threatening me?" That is a question. And then he tried to play it off, and all of you social reject clowns up here are trying to play it off like he was talking about karma. No, he was not talking about karma. No, he said nothing about karma. Was it a threat? Yes, it was a threat. Was it a serious threat, not a joke? Of course it's not serious, and of course it was a joke. But now we have Charlamagne the clown. I mean, how this guy has had any kind of following is beyond me, but I guess when you appeal to a bunch of sneakerheads and urban hood niggas, I guess you can get big by doing whatever it is that you want to do. But I really don't have a problem with him, but when you put me in a situation to where I have to agree with Michael Whitlock, a clown who I view and feel as one of the most disturbing and disgusting individuals in sports, especially what transpired with him, ESPN, and the Undefeated. I mean, that is just absolutely unheard of and absurd of what he did. But when you put me in a situation where I have to agree with Whitlock, then you know you are number one on my shit list, Charlamagne. So he's talking about how Kristine Leahy was feigning weakness and weaponizing her whiteness. I have never, ever heard anything like that ever in my life. Weaponizing whiteness for asking a question on how many shoes did you sell, or what the hell did she ask next, or are you threatening me? That is weaponizing whiteness. They're trying to demonize Lavar Ball, Charlamagne says, and that's absolutely absurd and stupid. One, he is ratings. I'm sorry. You're not going to demonize anybody who is ratings, unless you're Shaq or Barkley, who have both demonized this clown already. Oh, but she said things about his kids, and did she really say anything hurtful about his kids? Did she really say anything even remotely close to what this man has said about Magic's kids, about Jordan's kids, and specifically about LeBron James' kids, that had LeBron James had to come out and make a comment about it? But oh, Lavar said, "Oh, don't act so sensitive. Why are you worried about me?" And yet here we have Lavar Ball worrying about Kristine Leahy, somebody who probably nobody even knew or cared about until this whole event and this whole scenario transpired. I mean, Cowherd is a genius. I'm sorry. He's a trolling genius. He's been that way on FS1. He was that way on ESPN. He knows how to get an audience. He knows how to push people's buttons. He knows how to set up situations and scenarios that are going to drive ratings and views. And from what I heard of, as far as digital media goes, that interview with Leahy and Lavar Ball topped the charts. It was ahead of the pack, leading the charge, number one. But it's insane to me how people want to act like she disrespected him, and then he came back with something, "Oh, you're going to get karma." If anything, doesn't that apply to Lavar Ball more than anybody else? He disrespects everybody, and shouldn't he have karma coming back to him? Now, I'm not saying what Leahy did was right. I don't necessarily agree with her comments or anything like that, but to say that she's weaponizing her whiteness and trying to demonize somebody and people are vilifying her, it's absolutely absurd. And it comes to the point where I actually have to agree with Whitlock and I have to shit all over Charlamagne When Whitlock says that it's not about race, it shouldn't be about race, the whole discussion is not about race. Lavar Ball, from what I've seen, the woman he's married to, that is a white woman. Unless she's mixed with something that I don't know about, when I look at her, that is a white woman. But Whitlock is 100% right that Charlamagne is bringing up race just to drive views, just to drive ratings, just to drive attention. And it's 100% true. Because now when you look at all these FS1 channels, all these FS1 videos, all these Fox Sports videos, you have all these ignorant hood-ass trolls going up and down, disparaging them, thumbing it down, disliking, making stupid-ass racial comments on something that wasn't racial to begin with. Okay, she clowned him on his shoes. Shaq and Barkley did the same thing. Oh, okay, they had criticism of his parents and his son. Shaq and Barkley did the same thing. Oh, but she talked about his kids. He did the same thing to Jordan, Magic, and LeBron. 4 Mount Rushmore players. And people want to talk about how she was disrespectful. What is more disrespectful in the world of sports to say that you could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one in a basketball game? Stop, stop, stop. And for all you social reject clown losers that want to even think about entering this conversation, you don't know anything about sports. All you have is your ear to the hood talk and Charlamagne into the streets. Keep yourself on your lane, in the streets. Keep the sports talk to people that actually know what is being talked about. This situation has been completely blown out of proportion. It is completely absurd. And for you idiots that think that people and teams aren't shying away from Zoe because of his father, and that no parent has ever decided or had an impact on where their kid was drafted, Archie Manning, Eli Manning. Archie was, no way in hell was Archie letting Eli go to San Diego. Hence, they forced their way out of that situation. You don't think that John Elway's parents had any kind of involvement when they said that, you know, if he doesn't get drafted by the Broncos or whoever the team that's going to draft him, if he gets drafted there, that he's going to play baseball? You think an 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old kid is making that decision? No, the parents have influence on that decision. The parents have influence on where the kid is going to school. Where's all Lavar's kids going? UCLA. Do you think any of them have a choice in that matter where they're going? Hell no. And you want to talk about ruining people, demonizing people, things like that. What happened to the coach at Chino Hills? What did Lavar Ball do to him? Nobody's probably even going to touch that guy again because Lavar Ball buried that man's career like he was Triple H with a shovel. This whole thing is out of control. You people that are arguing with me on this on Twitter aren't even talking sports. You're talking stupid hood race-related issues that, personally, I don't give a damn about because it's not about that. Weaponizing whiteness, demonizing Lavar. Lavar has demonized himself. He has come out as public enemy #1, and he's made it known that he's public enemy #1. His whole advertising goal is to be public enemy #1. That's why the company and Nike CEO says that he is the worst thing to ever happen to the NBA and to basketball. Now, I'm all for black business, and I'm all for independents trying to get out from underneath the heel of Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, whoever, trying to do their own thing, build their own brand, and be successful. But stop giving this man an excuse for acting like an idiot. Stop giving this man an excuse for being able to disrespect everybody and anybody, including the GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and yet here you clowns are whining and crying because she had criticism of his parenting skills, his kids, and the way he handles things. Because last I checked, he had criticism of Jordan's kids, he had criticism of LeBron's kids. So what really is the difference? He gives it out plenty, but the second somebody has some inkling of a criticism back, who isn't Barkley or Shaq, who isn't black, here you go, you start whining and crying like little bitches. Shut up. Go back to playing your video games, or go back to not playing your video games, whatever you do, because when it comes down to sports, you're practically a born in 3D gamer to me. You don't qualify to talk about this discussion, so don't even bother talking to me about it. Like LeVar Ball said, stay in your lane.